Welcome back, guys. That Redstone guy here. And today we'll be playing on Alice again. It's only at a temporary address at the moment while they buy a new IP address, and you'll see that it has been updated to 1.1. And I know it's been a long time since I've played on it, but this is the link at the moment. It's on port 2000 because Vincent and that are now on the same hardware, so we have friends lists. But I'm just going to join in, and you'll see this is the spawn. Now, let me tell you, a lot has changed since we last checked. I was going to not do stuff off camera, but then I got bored one day and thought, oh, I might do a little bit, and then one thing led to another, and I've made a lot of progress. Also, with the 1.1 update, the biomes got changed, and now the city is in a snow biome. So we're just going to have a look around here, and I'm not going to open up my inventory because I have a lot in there now, and you'll see a lot has changed. A lot has changed. And this is my house. Yep, this is my house. I made a lot of progress, so I've got a bed, and this is an equivalent exchange thing, and it's generating red matter for me. And that is a lot of red matter. A lot. And I've got a Klein Star Omega, and I've also got all of these items. And a lot more in this alchemy bag. And I've made a nano saber, which is a lot of stuff. And I've made quantum armor and infernal armor. This thing is very, very expensive. Requires a fully charged Klein Star Omega, which is made up of 4 Klein Star spheres, which is made up of 4 Klein Star Sphere, I think it's pronounced, made up of 4 Klein Star Dries, made up of 4 Klein Star Zwires, which is made up of 4 Klein Star Irons, and these things are really expensive. I use this for lava protection because flight with the Swiftwolf's Rending Gale over lava is a bit buggy in multiplayer. Now you'll see over here I've got an induction furnace, 2 macerators. I had some overclockers in here, but it looks like they've been stolen again. I've been having quite a few problems with overclockers being stolen. We've got transformer upgrades, energy storage upgrades, and the same here. This is my MFSU. We've got an electrolyzer, we've got an extractor, and a compressor, and again it looks like my overclocker upgrades have been stolen from these machines as well. I've got a bit in my personal safe. I've got some items in here, and I've also got 2 chests over here, which are not too much in here. And let's take a look in, actually before we look in my alchemy bag, I'll show you my basement. Yes, every place that I make seems to have some kind of secret underground, and that is in my fountain here. And I've got a 3x3 water source here, a random sign, a nether portal, and this is my automatic UU matter generator. I've got a cobblestone generator that uses the RedPower 2 block breaker, which pumps cobble into this recycler, which then pumps the scrap out into my mass fabricator, and that generates UU matter, which is pumped out and into this chest. That is a lot of UU matter. We've got some oil here, which I pumped out from an oil I found in some mines I made. I know a lot's changed, and I'm really showcasing this today. There won't be much Let's Play kind of material today because Alice is being reset in like 2 or 3 days. And here's my MFSU and all my machines and stuff. I had to wire this weirdly to get the induction furnace to work because it wasn't working for me. And the city power bat box is over there. I ran some glass fiber cables up to my MFSU, and this is one of the most expensive items there are in the game. A high voltage solar array. And that generates 512 energy units per tick, which is a lot. During the day coupled with my the 32 energy units per tick from the bat box, it generates a surplus of 32 energy units per tick, since that generates 512 and that generates 5 and that generates 32, and that's greater than it can possibly output, so it fills it up gradually throughout the day, and then during the night it just drains the whole thing. So by the way, I can fly with this Swift Wolf's Rending Gale. That's what on my hotbar. If I didn't have it on my hotbar, oops, it dropped. I'll put it up here, and if I double jump I can't fly, so I like to keep it there. And let's have a look in my mine, and yeah, I might as well open my alchemy bag. That is full of a lot of stuff. I've been doing quite a lot of stuff. I've got a fully charged Kleinstar Omega, very expensive, got some red matter, a lot of junk, plus some UU matter. Now, where is the thing I'm looking for? The divining rod. This is my favorite item in equivalent exchange. Well, maybe not my favorite, but it definitely helps in the mining, on the mining side of things. This here, before I got that HV array, I was going to set up a wood-powered generator for industrial craft, and then someone donated a HV array for me and solved my power problems. But actually, speaking of that, I may as well go over to this wall and thank everyone who gave me stuff. Thank you to MD Corin, or however you pronounce it, for the generous gift of 3 dark matter. It may have actually been 4, but I forget. And thank you to Prather, I think that's how you pronounce it, 4167E, for the generous gift of the HV solar array. Thank you very much. Thank you to FX Striker for the generous gift of the Swift Wolf's Rending Gale. And thank you to Millfreedom for letting me work on a project with him, which I'll get to in a minute. This is my antimatter relay, by the way. It's got a collector underneath it and also a collector behind it. I did have other collectors set up around it, but then I moved them over here to the red matter system. So let's go down into my mine. Alright, we're back down here. So we're just going to go down this kind of spiral thing that I made before I set up a quarry here. There's a lot of leftover components from when I was pumping out oil and all that kind of stuff. And I had to keep making tunnels to avoid the cables and all that. But here is, I think this is level 21.6. So this is where I found oil over here. It was originally up to this level here. Looks like someone's stolen my cable and put a lot of it here. I don't know why they did that. So we've got quite, not that much oil left, but you know, a fair amount. I haven't really done anything with Buildcraft that much. That was when my quarry came down to. And this divining rod, I'm going to show you what it can do. So you right click on a wall and it'll say divining rod suggests a value around 1.0 and best found 1, and then second, third, and etc. This tells you the EMC value of items in that direction, of ores in that direction, and it's very useful because it helps you find diamonds. If it says, like, everything in equivalent exchange has an EMC value, and say for example obsidian is 64, if I right click here it says 256, so that means there's something that's greater than the obsidian down here in this direction. So I'll show you what that is in just a moment. I think, no, I don't think it's copper. I'll put that there and we'll dig down here. Copper. Yes, tin is 256, so yeah, that's what it found. Let's see what it finds for copper. Copper's 85. Okay. And 256 in this direction. I think iron is also 256. And yeah, tin is, but enough of that. I'll show you how to craft this item. it's fairly simple. This is the third tier 1, which requires the second tier 1 inside of that, and then the first tier 1 is just a stick with some first tier covalence dust, and the recipe for that is just charcoal, and it must be charcoal with some cobble around it. That gets you 40 of those. And we'll escape that. Recipe for that again. The middle tier 1 requires the first tier divining rod plus covalence dust. Recipe for that is an iron and a redstone, gets you 40 as well. And the third tier 1 requires a coal and diamond, and that gets you 40 as well. And the recipe for that is as shown. It's very useful, and they have varying ranges depending on the tiers. I think you get a range of 16, I think, with the first tier, 32 with the second tier, and 64 with the third tier. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, but yeah. Okay, so what else should we do? I had like quite a few mines around here. I ran into other people's caves, and I found quite a few diamonds here. And yeah, so I think now there isn't too much to say now, so I might take you over to one of the projects that, or the project that I've been working on with Millfreedom. Yes. Yeah, I'm not going to show you how to get there because there is a way to get there, and he doesn't want people going there, I'm pretty sure. But if he doesn't mind, I may show in a later video if I get to make one, but since Alice is being reset, I don't think we will. So I'll get back to you when I'm there. Welcome. This is what Millfreedom mainly worked on, and I've only helped him recently. But let me show you what these are. This looks like a few solar panels, but guess what? These are high voltage solar arrays. They are massively expensive, and look how many of them there are. We did have a bit of rollback the other day. We'd actually filled this up with HV solar arrays, and we had like 48 MFSUs almost. Yeah, but it got rolled back, unfortunately, and we got a bit ticked off. But yeah, actually I might show you the recipe for these, just to show you how expensive they are. Solar, there we go, high voltage solar array. Recipe for that is 8 medium voltage solar arrays plus a HV transformer. It's an expensive item on its own. These medium ones require 8 low voltage solar arrays each plus an MV transformer, which is pretty cheap. And then the low voltage solar arrays require a low voltage transformer plus all of these solar panels. And these things are expensive themselves, requiring coal dust, glass, electronic circuits, generators, and they're extremely expensive items. And same with MFSUs, which I'll show you how to make. I know I've skipped out on a lot of the crafting recipes, but I mean, I hope it doesn't get you down too much, but I will have a new season once the server is reset. But you can see here, MFE, Advanced Machine Block, they're very, very expensive items. That's like an energy crystal, yeah. But anyway, let's get through to this automatic system. That was originally a rubber farm, but that's been discontinued. Now all the generation is done with UU matter. So we've entered the facility here, and it's really, really complicated. This is a gigantic cobble gen machine. I think there's something like 64 layers with 4 block breakers per 2 layer, so 32 times 4 is 128 block breakers, which should bring it out to be around, I think, about 100 cobble per second. That is a lot. So much even that when I turn this thing on, my internet's my 1500k internet is too slow to keep up with the amount of cobble coming through the pipes, so I actually lag out of the server. That's how much cobble is coming through. So this is the scrap machine. These are all recyclers, and these are filters, so they can pull out a stack at a time. Runs on a timer to pull scrap out, which goes into these alchemical chests, which are currently empty at the moment. This is a retriever, which pulls out a stack of scrap, and then puts it into the mass fabricator, which is running very, very fast. Like if I added scrap in there, it would just generate so quickly. Okay, and then originally we did have a day-night sensor set up to this, but that got rolled back as well, unfortunately. And all of that UU matter feeds into this one chest here. A lot of UU matter. In fact, so much it overflowed. Yeah. We do, but I will turn this on to show you. I'm only keeping it off so that you can, just for now. But we've got an automatic crafting table for tin here. We've got one for copper here. And we've got one for resin here. And these all feed out through diamond pipes up into this excellent, elegant system that Millfreedom has created, which pumps these items into this, which either get, or into there, which either get macerated and then cooked in the furnace, which has a lot of overclocker upgrades. And same with here, overclocker upgrades, and all these upgrades are just massive. Then the items required for solar panels are routed through these pipes and into these systems here. So this is where copper, some refined iron and rubber goes to make copper cables from this automatic crafting table, which are pumped into here. Redstone is also pumped into here. We did have an automatic system set up over there, but that got removed. Then we made it here, it was too fast, and then we had another system running upstairs, but that got rolled back, so at the moment redstone's only manual. Here is a system for machine blocks, and you remember that solar panels require a generator, which we're using this recipe as opposed to these other ones because it's simpler in automatic crafting tables with a battery. There's a lot in this system. I hope it's not too complicated for some of you. Tin, refined iron, copper cable, redstone, all of that gets pumped into here, and we've got well, you saw that. We've got an automatic crafting table for electronic circuits and automatic crafting table for rechargeable batteries. And these both pump into, well, the electronic circuits pump into that chest, and the rechargeable batteries, along with the machine blocks from the other system. And we did have a cobble generator set up here, but that got rolled back to create furnaces, batteries, and you'll get machine blocks in here, which craft through this automatic crafting table into generators, which get fed into here. And there's a lot of circuits here, a lot. And there's glass and coal dust. And in here we have a can't fly, being a noob. Here, automatic crafting table for solar panels. These solar panels get fed into here, where we normally have, I'll just grab some copper, because normally you have a bit of copper being fed in there, not quite as much as the other amount. I'll just grab this should be fine. Dump some copper into here, which get crafted through this automatic crafting table to make LV transformers. These LV transformers get fed into here, and as you just saw, one thing got fed out into there. Normal solar panels get surrounded by normal LV transformers are surrounded by normal solar panels to make LV solar arrays, and they get fed into here, like so. When we build up enough of them, we have this medium voltage solar array, and that takes a lot, as you've seen in the recipes I showed you, and that gets a medium voltage solar array. And then at the moment we don't have a system set up for HV solar arrays, but yeah, we were going to, but we decided against it, just manual, because the more high voltage solar arrays we have, the better. I did set up a HV transformer system underneath there, but that got rolled back, unfortunately. Got a surplus of MV transformers, which get fed from this chest, which normally has machine blocks in it, and copper wire, and that gets fed out of here, and pumped up here into this chest. So eventually we build up with heaps of medium voltage solar arrays and HV transformers, and then we just manually craft them and then place them in the system over there. Also, I had an MFSU generators thing set up here, but that got rolled back. What else? Oh yes, coal was being generated through a system with a collector and a condenser, and that was being fed into here, and coal gets macerated through here and sent through, and then blah blah blah. We had a cobble generator set up which pumped cobble into here, which then through this filter pumps cobble out and into here, and that gets macerated into sand. The sand gets sent to the furnace and then cooked, and that creates the glass for over there. Hopefully that wasn't all too complicated and I didn't bore you with that. Let's take a look on level 2. This is our red matter generator. We did have some other stuff set up. As you see here, this is what we're using to generate resin for the system, and also iron for this. That's a lot of iron. That is a lot of iron. Yep. Okay, this is our red matter generator. It is the 17.5 solar flower EMC collector, and it generates red matter fairly quickly, one every maybe 2 to 5 minutes, I think, maybe. And this pulls out these things, because we've changed around what gets generated in there, and puts them in this chest. That's a lot of red matter, but we use it up a lot. And this was originally a coal system which eventually created aeternalist fuel by creating coal went into alchemical coal went into Mobius fuel, and then Mobius fuel went into aeternalist fuel. But yeah, then it pumped back into there, and then that pumped out aeternalist fuel, but that's done. So let's look at level 3. This was a prototype with using the RedPower 2 sorting machine to get the correct ratios of UU matter to these crafting tables, to create all the items needed to create for solar panels, besides the stuff that can be made through cobble. And then it's pumped into a red matter furnace, blah blah blah. How'd that get in there? That's supposed to have gone into the furnace and become refined iron. And that pumps all items into here. And I think the ratio was out quite a bit, but, you know, it worked, I think, to a degree. Tin got pumped out through here, and one thing of tin came out into here, and then it was a 75% of the tin went into here, and came through this automatic crafting table for buckets. Let me see if I can reach that. Yeah, for buckets, and then using these redstone engines on a timer here, pumped buckets into the red alloy furnace, which is powered by a lava bucket generation system using a vulcanite amulet and redstone with an automatic crafting table which makes lava buckets. Lava buckets are taken out through this filter, and the retriever retrieves empty buckets out there to fuel it. And I think we all know that when you use tin in an alloy furnace, a bucket in a red alloy furnace, it turns into 3 iron, so that's how we got our 3 iron into a bucket, and then that bucket into 3 iron. And then we had 2 of those because it wasn't keeping up with the rate that we had. But that's it. Because Alice is going to be reset, this is kind of obsolete. We will be making another similar system once Alice is reset for 1.2.3. We're just waiting for mods to get updated, and I think there will be more mods. I think I'm just going to add some refined iron in here, and we'll be able to watch the magic happen. So all of that goes in there, and you'll notice instantly machine blocks are being created, and they're going to be fed into this thing, which is going to automatically craft generators, and then we'll watch all of this happen. And I'll also grab some of the iron from up here in this condenser, and that is a lot of iron, and we'll place it in this chest, which automatically cooks up the iron and then sends it over here. So we're watching all of this happen. That is getting pumped into here, and then that's generating generators. Haha. No pun intended. And then the generators are landing in here, getting combined with circuits, glass, and coal dust into solar panels. That is a lot of solar panels. Well, not really. The amount of solar panels that goes into a HV array, that's a lot. So as we watch them come into here, we should be able to see one. As soon as one goes in, you'll see these solar panels and a LV array go out, and you should see another medium voltage one a low voltage one arrive, which we did. Also going to add some more copper into there. Also dump some of that in there, grab some copper to generate some more LV transformers. And we'll see here that's being made, and there's a lot happening. And with this we generate quite a lot of HV arrays for out here, but unfortunately it's rolled back. We were planning to have I think we were planning to sell them to players for really cheaply, since everyone on this server is so nice. If you want to join the server, there'll be a link in the description. I know I'm not making things flow correctly, I'm just jumping from one topic to another, yada yada yada, but I think that's enough for this room here. Actually, did we go up to the 3rd level? Yeah, we did. Okay, so I'm going to come back, maybe show off some other systems, and then I may wrap up this episode, and I think this season, because Alice is going to be reset very, very soon.